Hello again, everybody. Now I will be covering exercise 18 in your Rhino training manual level 1. There is an auxiliary model associated with this exercise. That's the model I have open now, and that particular model is called constraints. So before we begin, I'd like to share with you a few things about additional modeling aids and of SmartTrack itself, as well as allowing the user to work in a completely unconstrained, free-form manner. Rhino has a number of modeling aids and constraints that help with precision modeling. This section outlines these aids and constraints. Now, SmartTrack. SmartTrack creates a set of temporary reference lines and points that work in conjunction with Rhino's object snaps. Using SmartTrack obviates the need to create dummy reference lines and points. SmartTrack works both in 2D and 3D objects. It can be used in conjunction with the project and planar constraints described later in this section. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So if you haven't already, please open the model called Constraints and maximize the top viewport. Next thing we're going to do is make sure that the following object snaps are turned on: end, near, point, mid, center, and lastly, intersection. Next, we're going to turn SmartTrack on in the status bar if it isn't on already. In my case, it's already on. If you need to turn it on, just click on it one time until you see the letters turn bold, and that will let you know that it has been turned on. So moving on, now I'm going to go to the curve menu and click Point Object, then click Single Point. Now, this is where we're going to really start getting accustomed to SmartTrack. Hover the cursor over the lower left corner of the green rectangle. The end snap will be displayed and the white marker point becomes visible, like so. Repeat this process on the bottom left-hand corner of the gold rectangle, like so. Now, move the cursor towards the apparent intersection point of these two corners. Two temporary construction lines are displayed. Carefully move your cursor over to the apparent intersection, like so. The point is positioned on the intersection of these two construction lines. Click to place the point object, like so. SmartTrack will work with any of the available object snaps. Experiment with some of the alternatives. Now we're going to talk a little bit about tab constraint. Stay tuned for exercise 19.